again, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, one and all, to a brand new edition of The Quinn Spinn. I'm your host, the Quinn, at least it's how I'm known here on the program. I'm back here on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and more for another rousing and riveting installment of the official podcast of Underground Music Collective. And you just heard Revel 9's All It Become at the top of the show. That has been our opening theme song here at the Quinn Spinn since the great year of 2014, and it will be until the very end of days. And we are joined by yet another member of our Sounds of the Underground lineup at SteelStacks in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania next Friday, June 21st. That is coming up quick. Bren joins us on the show. She is based in Philadelphia, but of course hails from the Lehigh Valley, where we're hosting the show. And we get to talk about some more full circle moments and what it means to be able to come back and partake in the community in quite this way. So good conversation here. Here it comes. I'll be back at the end.
All right, everyone, we are back here on the Quinn Spinn. As I mentioned just a moment ago at the top of the show, Bren is joining us, of course, part of our Sounds of the Underground lineup, based in Philly, but of course has Lehigh Valley roots. And the Lehigh Valley is where we'll be on June 21st at SteelStacks, the first Friday of summer. They're giving us the run of the entire outdoor portion of the campus, which is mind-blowing to me, considering, you know, where I started. Like, it's so wild to have this opportunity, and I'm glad I get to share with artists like Bren. So Bren, first of all, thank you for joining.
Yes, thank you for having me.
21st. Absolutely. Yeah. So before we get to what we can expect on the 21st from you and your thoughts on the experience, I ask every guest of the Quinn Spinn 3 standard questions. Those 3 questions are: who are you? What are your passions? And why on earth would you want to come on the Quinn Spinn?
Okay. So who am I? I am Bren. That's Bren. I am a singer-songwriter. I am living in Philadelphia right now. But like you said, my roots are in the Lehigh Valley. Grew up in Easton, Bethlehem, Nazareth, Allentown. Went all over the place. And I lived in the Valley up until last year. So I was 23 when I moved to Philly. Doing the barista by day, musician by night situation. I'm doing the exact same thing down here. Just, you know, pedal to the metal, baby. Grinding it out. Yeah. And passions. I'm doing this all for the passion of music, obviously.
Yeah.
But I have a lot of passions. Like I said, I work in coffee, and I feel very lucky to have found a little niche that I really enjoy, like a day job that can kind of pay the bills. But I love customer service. I love talking to people, meeting new people every day, making cool drinks for folks. And then art of all kinds. I'm definitely like type B person. I went to school for graphic design. I love visual art. I love writing music, but I also love just appreciating music and enjoying genres that I'm not necessarily a part of. And yeah, passion for my friends and family, people in my life, and any excuse to get to talk about all this on your really cool podcast is wonderful. Getting to talk about music, getting to talk about this event. I'm super excited to be here.
Well, super excited to have you. And of course, again, super excited to have you join us at SteelStacks on Friday, June 21st, first Friday of summer, for Sounds of the Underground. And so you are joining the Writers Round portion of the evening on the Levitt Pavilion stage. And again, you know, this is something I mentioned, you know, Ty Balone last week on the show, was that like, I've been a part of the Arts Quest family for 10 years now. I started working with event staff there in 2014. And I remember standing at the Second and Founders intersection, just looking at that stage from a distance and be like, how do I do something over there? And we get to, and you get to join us, of course. And, you know, such a landmark stage, I think, for any musician in the region, right? To, you know, it's on, I think, just about everyone's wish list to be able to get up there and play. And so for you, as somebody who grew up in the area, as somebody who, is so tied to that ecosystem,
Mm.
to that scene, like what is this opportunity to perform your songs and be a part of this community experience mean to you?
Oh my gosh. I mean, like you said, like grew up seeing that stage all the time. I went to high school at the Lehigh Valley Charter High School for the Arts,
Hmm.
which is right there. Um, I've been going to this concert series since I was a little kid, and watching amazing acts, then people who like later became my friends. Um, I've shared the stage at other venues with people that I originally saw at Levitt. And I mean, gosh, it's one of like the longest running outdoor performance venues, I think, like in the country.
Hmm.
Um, so I'm so excited. And this is a really unique performance too, because it gives you a chance that like it highlights the songwriting. It's not just about um, the kind of like the perform like it's the performance, but also it's more intimate.
Right.
And you'll get to, I'll get to share some of the process and the introspection and all of these things that go into it. And that's a super unique opportunity. It's going to be kind of unlike any show that I've played so far.
Hmm. Yeah, unlike any show we've presented so far too.
Yeah.
And it's super exciting, again, to just have the opportunity to do it. And so also exciting to have such a diverse lineup joining us. We
Yeah.
have almost every genre under the sun in some way, shape, or form
Yeah.
making its way into this lineup. And so from your performance, from the songs you're going to play, what can we expect from you?
So I am planning on playing some music that I released this past year, um, off an EP that I put out called Too Late for Flowers.
Mhm.
Um, I write I write music as a outlet for a lot of like mostly very personal, like true experiences. Um, and I'm excited to kind of like almost promote music and creativity like as an outlet. Explaining why it is that way for myself, but also like how it could help other people as well. Um, for feelings of like elation, but also feelings of depression and kind of covering a full spectrum of emotions. Um, I'll be bringing my acoustic guitar and I also play keyboard. So we're stripping the music back a bit. The music that I have out is very much fully produced and um, kind of like loud in your face. And I'm going to be like stripping it back. And I think that is a really good way to highlight the songwriting because
Mhm.
there's no production to, you know, add the fancy layers and instrumentation and all that. It's just me. It's just me and the guitar, and we'll be singing.
Now, is there anything in the process of preparing for Sounds of the Underground that maybe you've discovered about yourself as a musician? Of course, you talk about stripping these songs back from their
Mhm.
fully produced states to these more intimate, stripped down versions. Is there anything you've learned about the songs, about yourself as a songwriter, about the overall creative process?
Totally. I That's a really cool question because it's almost like I've come full circle. Because even though the songs that I have released, like I said, are fully produced, full band, I start every single song on one instrument, um, most likely an acoustic guitar, and then build it up from there and make a demo of it and then take it to the studio and hire, really skilled musicians to play on it. And now we've kind of like returned to just me and the guitar. So it's really cool to see the cycle and like it's almost like relearning the songs because since moving to Philadelphia, most of my gigs have been full band.
Mhm.
Um, and yeah, just thinking about ways like instead of thinking, what could the lead guitarist be doing here? It's all me. How can I showcase this part best with my own solo performance? Um, and yeah, just honing it in. I want to kill it.
Mhm. And surely you will. And surely, of course, with this being the start of summer, it's a busy season coming up for just about every musician who's active right
Yeah,
now. So
totally.
going forward from Sounds of the Underground, forward from June 21st, what else do you have coming up as far as other gigs, releases, anything you want to tell us about?
Yeah. So I will be releasing music this summer. This will be the first the first tune I released since that EP I talked about last year. So definitely a single coming out this summer. Probably we're aiming for mid-July. And shortly after that, I'll be playing Bethlehem's famous Music Fest.
Hmm.
I've got two performances there on August 3rd. It's the first Saturday of Music Fest, which is a really, really beautiful spot. Super grateful for that. I'll be at the Main Street stage at 8:30. And then I believe it's August 11th at 2 p.m. I'll be again solo at the Lyric Plot stage, the Martin guitar stage. So I'm it's pretty cool that I have a full band show on Main Street. I should have mentioned that's full band and then a solo performance because it's a good reflection of how my career as a musician is going right now, you know,
Hmm.
between playing full band gigs here in Philly and then kind of splitting my time between, playing solo gigs as well.
So it's a way to, of course, bring it all together at Music
Yeah.
Fest and throughout the summer. I want to ask a question that I usually reserve for the longer form episodes, but you've obviously, had some transition in moving from the Lehigh Valley to Philly, and
Mm,
certainly along the journey there have been some lessons learned and applied to the journey. So my question for you is if there's
mm,
one lesson from charter arts to, really honing your skills in the Lehigh Valley to moving to Philly, that you would impart to a younger version of yourself or that
mm.
you would maybe offer to somebody who's just starting out and doesn't know where to begin, what would that lesson be?
Um, it's to make sure that you are feeling like what you are creating is the most genuine version of itself, that you're not making it for someone else, that you're not trying to impress someone else, that you're not trying to appease to someone else, whether that be whoever, a producer, a friend, a different musician, um, making sure that you're writing music that you would listen to, that you want to hear in the world, and and not caving to pressure from like outside sources from other people.
Mhm.
You know, I think trusting your instincts.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's a good lesson in music, art, creativity, and life itself, right? Like,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
it has to be coming from a genuine place, and that genuine place starts within. And keep creating because it's an exciting journey that you're on, and excited to see it, hear it in person on the 21st at SteelStacks. Before we let you go, of course, we'll just want to give you a chance, Bren. First of all, thank you for joining us. Want to give you a chance as well to let people know where they can learn more about you and follow that journey.
Totally. So thank you so much for having me.
Hmm.
Um, you can find my music on Spotify and Apple Music. I have that record out called Too Late for Flowers. And then to follow my musical journey, my social media pages are What the Bren. That is my handle pretty much across the board. I'm most active on Instagram right now. And that's What the Bren and whatthebren.com.
There we go, the central hub. So make sure you follow Bren's journey. Make sure you come see Bren and the entire Sounds of the Underground lineup Friday, June 21st at SteelStacks, beginning at 7:30 p.m. But you'll want to get there early so you can get a good seat on the lawn.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll be back to wrap it up right here at the end. Thanks for joining, Bren.
Thank you so much.
All right, so there you have it. I want to thank Bren for jumping on the Zoom machine and joining me on this episode to talk about Sounds of the Underground. Of course, coming up this Friday, June 21st at SteelStacks. Very, very close. Free show. If you're in Bethlehem, if you're in Eastern Pennsylvania or Western New Jersey or anywhere where you feel like making the trip to Bethlehem, make sure you do it. It's going to be a great night. Next Friday, June 21st at SteelStacks. And this has been the Quinn Spinn, 2 N's and Quinn, 2 N's and Spin. Find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and more. Also on the socials, Instagram and Threads at Quinn Spinn Official, Facebook and TikTok, The Quinn Spinn. Also, umcnashville.com is our central hub for all things independent music, creativity, community, and more. UMC Nashville taking to most of the socials, except Facebook. It's UMC Worldwide. I've explained that on other episodes, so yeah, just go back and watch one of those if you want to know why. At Nash Live shows, we have our Sonic Kaleidoscope experience coming up here in Nashville, July 20th. Shawnee Rain, Fiona Mara, and Hugh G joining us. We got pop, we got hip-hop, we got R&B, and we have quite a diverse and vivid sonic palette we're going to paint for you. And then if you want to learn more about all those things and enjoy the occasional Creed post and fitness thirst trap, then at Gerard Longo 12 is how you follow me. Revel 9's all become. I'm going to take us out like it brought us in. Grab some muffins on your way out.